We all know the we all know the we all know the Canadian we all know we all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. We all know the we all know we all we all know the we all know the we all know the Canadians we all know the Canadian we all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. We all know we all we all know the Canadian's animal is a we all know the we all know we all know the know the Canadian all know the we all know the know the Canadian's animal Canadian's animal is Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. The Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. Is a maple leaf. so sorry. I know. I'm so sorry. I know. I know there's so. I know there's. I know there's. I know there's so many. I know there's so many. There's so many Canadian. So many Canadian. So many Canadian people that. Canadian people. People that. Canadian people that. Canadian people that watch my. Canadian people that watch. Many Canadian people that watch my stream. Watch my streams. I'm sorry. My streams. Streams. I'm sorry. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. His animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. My streams. I'm sorry. Canadian's animal is a maple. We all know the Canadians. We all know. We all know the Canadian's animal. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple. Animal is a maple. The Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. The animal is a maple leaf. We all know the we all we all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. Animal is a maple leaf. No, the Canadian's animal is a Oh, the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I'm sorry.
I moved here from Canada and they think I'm slow, eh? I moved here from...
We all know. We all know. We all know. We all know. We all know the Canadian. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. So leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch. Canadian people that watch my streams. People that watch my streams. I'm so. People that watch my streams. I'm so sorry. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I'm sorry. We all know the Canadian's animal is a maple leaf. We all know the Canadians animal. We all know the Canadians animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I'm sorry. Watch my streams. I'm sorry. Animal is a maple leaf. Maple leaf. Animal is a maple leaf. We all know the Canadians animal is a maple leaf. So we all know the Canadian. We all know the Canadians animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I'm sorry. We all know the Canadians animal is a maple leaf. I'm so sorry. I know there's so many Canadian people that watch my streams. I'm sorry.
there, Hello there, factory fanatics. I'm Spaz McGee, and welcome to another episode of our satisfactory playthrough, where I share tips and tricks to guide you on your own journey through the game. In our last episode, we tackled Tier 3, where we unlocked coal power, set up steel production, and added the mighty Xenobasher to our arsenal. We even on your own journey through the game. In our last episode, we tackled Tier 3 to our arsenal. We even dipped into vehicular transport with the tractor, setting ourselves up for some serious automation in the future. Today, we're leveling up once again as we progress through Tier 4. As we progress through Tier 4, we're going to unlock some powerful new milestones, expand our capabilities, and make our factory more efficient. New milestones, expand our capabilities, and make our factory more efficient than ever. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe now so you never miss out on a new video, and follow me on Twitch so you can catch me live every week as we progress on our factory together. Whether you're here for top tier streaming tutorials, practical game tips, or epic playthroughs, I got you covered. Now let's get to it. let's get to it. Before diving into Tier 4, let's take a diving into Tier 4. Before diving into Tier 4, let's take a quick look at our progress in the MAM. These upgrades are crucial for unlocking use in the MAM. Into Tier 4, let's take a quick look at our progress in the MAM. These upgrades are crucial for unlocking useful tech and keeping us ahead of the curve. We've unlocked research for the alien megafauna tree, which has been great for creating health restoration items and defensive tools. So if we alien megafauna tree, which has been great for creating health restoration items and defensive tools. So if we go in here, you'll see that we actually have done the hog research, the hatcher research, the stinger research, and the spitter research, which is a lot. Which has allowed us to unlock the alien DNA capsules. Then that has DNA capsules. That has branched off into the medical inhaler. Then that's branched off into the structural analysis, which is a lot. Which has allowed us analysis, which has allowed us to unlock the rebar gun, which is going to be great for defense. Then that's also allowed us to unlock 6 extra inventory slots. And then as you see, we also have 2 down here that we still have yet to unlock that we're going to be unlocking in the future. Next, Next, we've worked on the Caterium tree. That we're going to be unlocking in the future. Next, we have worked on the Caterium tree. This one unlocking in the future. Next, we have worked on the Caterium tree. This one is a game changer. Caterium nodes have given us access to Quickwire, which will need for advanced recipes. So what I'll recipes. So what I'll show what advanced recipes. So what I'll show you here is that we actually have now a scannable resource, which is the Caterium ore, which we now also have the Caterium ingot. Then that allowed us to open up Quickwire. Which is going to be important for our future upgrades with power. And then with that with power, and then for our future upgrades with power, and then with that power, and then with future upgrades with power. With that, we have and then with that, we had to branch into Caterium Electronics, which unlocked the Power Pole MK2. We also have a zip line, which is a traversal item, which is going to really make it super easy for us to transport in the future from place to place. Then we easy for us to transport in the future. Then we also have stun rebar, which is just a advanced recipe for the rebar, which is a part of the rebar gun. the advanced recipe for the rebar. Then lastly, we also rebar. Then lastly, we also have the AI limiter. And then with that, I was able to unlock the smart splitter, which is going to be really important. Which is going to be really important for us, making sure that we can have a bunch of items go into a single splitter and then have that smart splitter split them out the way that we can have a bunch of items go into a single splitter and then have that split them out the way that we want them to be. Into a single splitter and then have that smart splitter split them out the way that we want them to be split out, which is great for things like depots. Obviously we got a couple items here that we can unlock in the future, but we haven't gotten to that yet. But I'm really excited to unlock those things. Next on our list is power slugs, which has allowed us to have power slugs. Which has allowed us to have more efficient power generation thanks to power shards, which is never a bad thing. So as you see here, we have unlocked the power slug, which is just the base power slug. Then the next one we unlocked is the yellow one, which provides more power shards. We also have now scannable power slugs, which is going to be great for locating those when we need them. Then as you see here too, we also have the pinkish purplish slug. We also have the pinkish purplish slug. The pinkish purplish slug, which like I said, also much like the yellow provides extra power shards per purple pinkish power slug. It's extra power shards per purple pinkish power slug. Then last extra power shards per. Then lastly, yellow provides extra power shards. Then lastly, extra power shards. Then lastly, the overclocking option, which allows us to overclock any of our machines in our factory, which is a huge thing. Then as machines in our factory, which is a huge thing. Then as you see down here, we haven't unlocked synthetic power. Huge thing. Then as you see down here, we haven't unlocked synthetic power shards yet, but that'll be a future upgrade, which is going to be huge for us going forward. So next on our list, we actually have the quartz tree. So with the quartz tree, quartz tree. So with that, we've unlocked. So next on our list, we actually have the quartz tree. So with that, we've unlocked quartz as a scannable resource. Then Then we are now able to make quartz crystal, which is unlocked shop products that are correlated with that. And then we have silica, which also has shop products connected to it. Then as you see down here, we also have some really cool upgrades that we'll get to here in the future, which are the shatter rebar, the Blade Runner boots, which will allow us to move around a lot quicker throughout the map. The explosive resonance application, which are another tier of the explosives, and then the explorer vehicle, which is just a buggy essentially. To allow us to traverse the map. Then lastly, we have our sulfur research, which has also been opened up, allowing us to start branching out into a few cool new things. So obviously we now have a scannable resource, which is sulfur. Then we've branched out and we have unlocked black powder. Then that has allowed us to unlock the Nautilus detonator, which lets us clear out things in the environment like big boulders, that are blocking either entryways to caves or paths. And also it can unlock big boulders that are blocking either entryways to caves or paths. And also it can unlock potential nodes for us that we may find out in the world. Now let's head over to the awesome shop to show off what we've unlocked so far there as well. All right, Turtle, in this section here, what we're going so far there as well. All right, Turtle, in this section here, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in specifically on this box here, and then I'm going to scroll through and essentially provide B-roll for all the things that I'm naming off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut me out of the scene and just use my audio for the things that I'm essentially naming off that I've unlocked here, just to make the process a little simpler and make it a little nicer to look at. So I'll start reading it off, and then after I read it off, we'll go and I'll do the scroll down, the gentle scroll down, so that you have each of these sections. So in the management section, down, so that you have each of these sections. So in the there as well. All right, Turtle. So far there as well. So in the management section, we've unlocked the conveyor wall mount, ceiling mount, wall mount, ceiling mount, lift, unlock the conveyor wall mount, ceiling mount, lift floor hole, lift floor hole, wall power outlets, power outlets MK1, outlets MK1, pipeline attachments and clean pipeline MK1. Then in organization, we've MK1. Then in organization, MK1. Then in pipeline attachments and clean pipeline MK1. Then in organization, we've unlocked the label sign bundle because every factory obviously needs clarity. Because every factory obviously needs clarity. Because the label sign bundle, because every factory obviously needs clarity. In foundations, we've unlocked the double ramp set, half foundation set, inverted ramp set, and the corner ramp pack. Then in the ramp set and the corner ramp pack. Then in the ramp pack. Then in the wall section, we've unlocked gates for security and aesthetics. Next, in the architecture section, we've unlocked factory ladder, unlocked factory ladder and frame pillars. Then lastly, in equipment, we've unlocked the coffee. We've unlocked the coffee cup, the most essential upgrade. These upgrades are small investments. Essential upgrade. These upgrades are small investments. That make a small small investments that make a big difference when scaling your factory. They don't your factory. They don't just make our factory look sleek, they make factory look sleek and make it look more efficient too. Let's dive look more efficient too. Let's dive in efficient too. Let's dive look more efficient too. Efficient too. Let's dive into our first milestone for tier 4. First milestone for tier 4. Dive into our first milestone for tier 4. Fix it blueprints. Tier 4. Fix it blueprints. This unlocks Fix-It Blueprints. This unlocks the Blueprint Designer, an incredibly useful tool for saving designs you'll use repeatedly. So what we're gonna repeated. So what we're gonna repeatedly. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna select the milestone, and I already have everything. Put in here, so we're gonna launch her off, and it's done. So what you're launch her off. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go to Q, you're gonna go to Q, you're gonna go to special and special, and then right here you'll see your Blueprint Designer MK1. Then if you Designer MK1. Then if you go up here, you'll see that you can configure your Blueprint Designer MK1, and you can MK1, and you can put in any blueprint that you want, and then you can actually save it in there. So you put things on this grid, and any way that you want to design, and any way that put things on this grid, any way that you want to design you put things on this grid, can actually save it in there. So you save it in there any way that in there. So you put things on this grid any way that you want to design and any way that you want to design a specific blueprint that is customized, you can put it in here, and then put it in here, and then if you hit Q and you go to blueprints, that's where all your defined blueprints will be. Blueprints save you tons of time and keep your factory looking consistent. Use this consistent. Use this feature factory looking consistent. Use looking consistent. Use this feature to plan ahead for larger scale builds. Next up, is Logistics MK3. This MK3. This milestone upgrades our conveyors and lifts, allowing for much faster resource transport. Not only that, it actually unlocks this industrial storage container, which is going to be huge for our storage capabilities here moving forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this milestone. I already have everything set up, and then all we have to do is launch this guy, and we're good to go. I already have everything set we're going to select this milestone. I already have everything set up, and then all we have to do is launch this guy. With these upgrades, we also unlock the industrial storage container. With these upgrades, we also unlock the industrial storage container. It's a game changer for mass storage, featuring 2 inputs and 2 outputs to streamline logistics. And as you can see, for mass storage, featuring 2 inputs and 2 outputs to streamline logistics. And as you can see, it's essentially doubled the size of what one container can do, and this allows for so many options for storage moving forward. Since we don't have our factory layout optimized and clocked properly, we're currently going to hold off on using the Mark III conveyors and lifts for the future. Advanced steel optimized and clocked properly, we're currently going to hold off on using the Mark III conveyors and lifts for the future. Advanced steel production. Advanced steel production is where things get exciting. We now have access to minor MK2s, encased industrial beams, stators, motors, and automated wiring. I would like to point out that the automated wiring will be extremely important for our space elevator. As you can see, it is the only thing we haven't finished yet on our phase 2 for our space elevator. So a factory for that will be done in the near future. So now all we have left to do is just to select this milestone and let's launch it with advanced. To select this milestone and let's launch it with advanced steel production unlocked. It's time. Steel production unlocked. It's time to set up a factory for encased industrial beams. These are critical for advancing to our next two milestones. So I'm going to set that up and show you what we did. So here is the setup. So what we've done is we've combined the steel beams with the concrete, and then that makes our encased industrial beams. And then those are coming out and depositing into this industrial storage container. And since we already have our 100 encased industrial beams, that is it for now with this milestone. So let's move on. Power is every So let's move on. Power is everything in Satisfactory. With expanded power infrastructure, we unlock power storage for backup energy reserves and power towers for power towers for extended power distribution. So and power towers for extended power distribution. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the milestone for this one, and looky there, we have our encased industrial beam, so we already put that in there, and let's launch it. There. Let's launch it. There we go. Power tower. That in there, and let's launch it. Let's launch it. Power towers make your factory cleaner and more organized by getting rid of the use of the smaller power. Getting rid of the use of the smaller power poles that stretch long distances and allow for these to go much further than their smaller counterparts. Plus the platform power towers are a great transportation option for ziplining. Now finally, our last milestone on our tier 4 is of course Hypertube. Now finally, our last milestone on our tier 4 is of course Hypertubes. Now finally, our last milestone on our tier 4 is of course Hypertubes. Now these tubes make traveling around your factory a major breeze, and I'm going to demo this after we unlock it. So a major breeze, and I'm going to demo this after. So go ahead. A major breeze, and I'm going to. So go ahead and I'm going to demo this after. So go ahead and select this after we unlock it. So go ahead and select the milestone and dump everything in there, and then launch pod. Off it goes. So we're So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit Q and you're going to set up your very first Hypertube. And as you see, we have Hypertube entrance, Hypertube support, and stackable Hypertube. So we're stackable Hypertube. So we're going to choose Hypertube support first. And we're going to set it right here. Use Hypertube support first. Then we're going to add a Hypertube entrance to that. tube entrance to that, and then we're going to connect that to power. Then what we do is we're going to go down here. We're going to set up another do that, and then we're going to connect that to power. Then what we do is we're going to power. Then what we do is we're going to go down here. We're going to set up power. Then what we do is we're going to go. Then what we do, we're going to set up another hypertube. Then what we do, we're going to set up. We're going to connect that to power. Then to power. We're going to set up a power. Then what we do, we're going to set up another hypertube support right here. Tube support right here, as well as another hypertube entrance going the opposite direction. Going the opposit direction. Go ahead and set that direction. Go ahead and set that up for power. Then you're going to take the power. Then you're going to take the hypertube and you're going to connect the hypertube power. Then you're going to take the hypertube, and then as you can that up for power. Then you're going to take the hypertube take the hypertube, and you're going to connect these. And you're going to connect these. And then as you can see, we have created ourselves essentially a quasi elevator. Boop. Up we go. Quasi elevator. Boop. Up we go. So as I said, they're perfect for creating elevators. Up we go. So as I said, they're perfect for creating elevators. Up we go. So as I said, they're perfect for creating elevators, transportation systems, and even launchers if you want to get really creative. So that wraps up tier. Want to get really creative. So that wraps up. Creative. So that creative. So that creative. So that creative. So that wraps. So that wraps. So that wraps up tier 4. We've unlocked tier 4. We've unlocked powerful new tools, improved our logistics, and set the stage for even bigger builds. Before you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never subscribe button so you never miss out on an upload, and follow me on Twitch to catch all the action live. Drop the action live. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment below to let me know your favorite milestone from today. Next time we're taking our space elevator to space 2 and diving into tier 5. It's going to tier 5. It's going to be big, so don't miss it. Don't miss it. Until then, keep building. And stay awesome. Later. Stay awesome. Later. Stay awesome. Later. Hello there, Now finally our so that don't miss it. Until then, keep building and stay awesome. Later. Hello there,